Welcome to Candlewick Library. I'm Cheryl. Today I'm doing the America the Beautiful tag. This tag was created by Taylor at Tales with Tay and Shannon at Old American Spirit. I was tagged by Morgan at Morgan's Endless Bookshelf. Number 1, In God We Trust, a Christian fiction book. For this, I thought of The Printed Letter Bookshop by Catherine Rea. I don't know if this is considered Christian fiction. I think it is, because there are a lot of Christian elements in it, and I marked a lot of things in it. This was a book that made me feel a lot, and it uplifted me, it inspired me, and encouraged me. I loved it. This was the very first book I ever read by her, and ever since then I've been reading all of her books. Some I like more than others, but this one still holds a really special place for me. It's been a few years now since I read it. As far as I can remember, the only trigger I can think of is that there is one storyline that involves adultery, but it is past adultery. And I think it's a really good book about redemption and forgiveness. I really enjoyed it. Number 2, Old Glory, a book that elicits strong emotion. That could have been that one as well, but the first one I thought of when I read this question is All Manner of Things. All Manner of Things by Susie Finkbeiner. Really did make me cry. And a lot of times if a book elicits strong emotions in me, it might make me get teary-eyed, but not actual tears rolling down my cheeks or anything like that. That doesn't happen very often. And this one I did have at least once, I think, where I had at least a couple of tears that made it out of my eyes. This book takes place during the Vietnam War, and there is a storyline with a father who was in Korea and he's estranged, and then a brother who is going to fight in Vietnam. I thought every part of this book was well done, and especially the connections I had to the people in it and what was going on. I did talk about this more in a video I made specifically about books that had to do with the Vietnam War. I definitely recommend this book. Number 3, Superpower, a main character with a unique ability or a big epic book. One of my favorite books for a very long time has been The Goose Girl by Shannon Hale. This is the start of a series, and I don't like any of the books in the series as much as this first one, but I do like them all. It's a retelling of The Goose Girl, but in this book, and then in the subsequent sequels, they all have some kind of power. So there are people who can really have a feel for animals more than the average person. There are people that can manipulate people. There are people that can manipulate elements. And so most of the characters that are the main characters have some kind of power. It basically is a girl who is a princess and someone else takes her place as princess. And so she has to try to figure out how to prove to everybody that she is who she says she is and the other person is not. Number 4, The American Dream, a book with a great family. One of my favorite literary families of all time is the Vanderbeeker family. So The Vanderbeekers of 141st Street by Karina Jan Glaser. There's a whole series and we have read them all as a family and we have loved them all. But this is across the board. And my daughters and I, we all love this family. They seem really real and relatable, and all of the kids, they all have these different personalities, but they seem so real. They are just endearing. The books are sweet, they're wholesome, they're endearing. We love them. Number 5, One Republic, a book with political intrigue. I'm sure I could come up with an even better answer for this because of a lot of the books that I read that have political intrigue, but I thought of Hunger Games first. Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I think a lot of people already know the story. Government who is taking control of all of the districts that they're over. And at the Capitol, they have a lot of freedom and a lot of power. And in order to keep all of the districts in line, each year, a boy and a girl from each district has to come and fight to the death in the Capitol for their entertainment. In all of the books, there is a lot going on behind the scenes. There are people in the Capitol who want to bring the Capitol down. There are secret groups. I think this is a pretty good answer for that one. Number 6, Pledge of Allegiance, a book or series you are fiercely loyal to. This one was impossible to choose just one because I have 2 books / series that I am fiercely loyal to, and I doubt that anyone who's been around here for a while will be surprised by either one. That is Anne of Green Gables by Lucy Maud Montgomery and Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. These are my 2 favorite books. I wouldn't say the first one is my favorite Harry Potter book. When it comes down to it with Anne of Green Gables and Harry Potter, Anne of Green Gables is my favorite book. But as a series, even though I love every book in the series, I have favorites. That's Anne of Green Gables, Anne's House of Dreams, and Rilla of Ingleside. And so when I think of my favorite series, I think Harry Potter is my favorite series because consistently I love the books as a whole way more than I love the whole series of Anne of Green Gables, and yet Anne of Green Gables, the first book, has to be my absolute favorite book. So that's why I would have them as my two favorite. It's almost hard to pick one over the other, but I am fiercely loyal to them. I am very opinionated on adaptations. I do love the Harry Potter movies, but I also see a few things I wish they would have done differently, and I'm going in very cautious into the TV series when it comes out later. With Anne of Green Gables, I love the Sullivan production with Megan Follows playing Anne and Jonathan Crombie playing Gilbert, even though, again, there are things that they could have added, things that were taken out, things that were changed that I wish they wouldn't have done, but I still love it. I hated Anne with an E, couldn't even get through the whole series. So I am extremely protective of the books, and it really bothers me when people try to change what they are. I can be that way with a lot of books that are favorites, but these are probably the two that I end up being the most opinionated about, so that has to be the answer. Number 7, Oh Say Can You See? A book that surprised you and gave you chills at the ending. I don't think it gave me chills at the ending, but I couldn't think of any book that gave me chills at the ending. There might be one that has, but I couldn't think of it. So I just had to think of a book that really surprised me. If I was getting chills, it would probably be because of an emotional response, and I had a huge emotional response to this book, but that was already an answer. So I wasn't quite sure what to do with this one. So I just thought I'll do one that surprised me that was an emotional read for me. And that was The Mysterious Magic of Lighthouse Lane. This is by Erin Stewart. This one surprised me because I had never heard of it. I'd never heard of her as an author. And I saw this book at a bookstore, saw the lighthouse, thought it looked like a lighthouse that I visited on Prince Edward Island. So I opened it up, saw that it took place on Prince Edward Island, and I bought it based on those things. And so it took me completely by surprise because while I was hoping to like it, I absolutely loved it. And this book made me really feel a lot. I got teary-eyed with this one as well. I loved the story. It is a girl. She feels what everybody else around her is feeling. And she goes to stay with her grandpa on Prince Edward Island. Number 8, Melting Pot, a book that is a blend of two genres. So for this one, I chose Leviathan by Scott Westerfeld. This book is historical fiction, it's steampunk, a little bit of fantasy, so it is a good mix of genres. I absolutely loved this trilogy, so I really do need to reread it because it's been a long time since I read it, and I don't know if I still would. Take my recommendation with a grain of salt. I don't know for sure if I would still recommend it, but I think I would based on what I remember of it. I'll read the back of it. Alec is a prince without a throne. On the run from his own people, he has only a fighting machine and a small band of men. Darren is a girl disguised as a guy in the British Air Service. She must fight for her cause and protect her secret at all costs. Alex and Darren are thrown together aboard the mighty airship Leviathan. Though fighting side by side, their worlds are far apart. British fabricated beasts versus German steam-powered war machines. They are enemies with everything to lose, yet somehow destined to be together. And then number 9, Secret Six, a book with espionage. One of my favorite books about spies is City Spies by James Ponti. I've loved every book in this series so far. I will continue to buy them. I really like his writing too. It's a middle grade book, and this is a group of kids who are gathered from around the world and are part of what has become a family. They're a found family of spies. And that can seem really unbelievable. I've read other books with children as spies that I didn't find believable. This one, I am able to suspend my disbelief completely because I love it. I love the characters. I love the story. And I love the aspect of the family that they become. So I highly recommend the City Spies series if you like middle grade and you like books about spies. And then number 10 is Westward Expansion. So that is To Tag Others. So I tried to see who had been tagged. I don't know if anybody else has that I'm about to tag, but I wanted to tag Victoria at Musical Bookworm, K-Tree at Book Nerd K-Tree, and Book Zealots. So also, if you're watching this and you haven't been tagged and you want to do it, consider yourself tagged as well.